Hello. Hey, je moet even smiling. Even peace sign. Naar de camera kijken. Okay.
Fantastic. Is this where we get the views?
Magic duo.
Magic duo. Hello, welcome everybody. Let me also get the music back in here. I accidentally closed it. Classic. Hello YouTube. So how is everybody doing this this Friday? Also let us know if there's something wrong audio-wise, because I had to set up everything from scratch again. I think it's something we do every week now.
Every time we have to set it up from scratch. Story of our life.
Yeah,
every 2 weeks.
Son and I we also decided like we have to switch to the normal OBS, not Streamlabs OBS, because this is hampering us, and yes, he's gonna make something new. Okay, here we have the music again. Fantastic. Now let's see.
Should I do the intro?
Do the intro.
I don't know what we're going to talk about today exactly, but welcome to the live stream. That's the intro for today's live stream. We don't have specific topics. We really need to go back to those 10-minute updates, in my opinion. Especially now that we're on YouTube, those first 10 minutes to do the 10-minute updates, how things are going. How about we don't need to cut it out, and upload it or something. We just do first 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then everybody will know when they watch the live stream on YouTube, the VOD at least, that the first 10 minutes will be specifically updates, and they can get up to speed. And all the other stuff is, just big gaps of times of talking, whatever we do on the live stream. Is that still a good idea?
Yeah, I mean, do you have your 10 minutes prepared?
It's easy for me to round. I need to create a small list in my head. I mean, maybe chat has some suggestions also about what you want to hear an update about, and then we can create our 10-minute update together. So then you can write it down as well here. Boop, boop. I think news on the module. Okay, that's a good one. What's up with the Wooting 60HE module? What else? I think it's maybe good to do a state of shipping for orders starting with EU. And then I'm talking specifically about fulfillment center and production batches. That's maybe an interesting one because we also, my whole table is shaking from this.
Typing so hard.
We are actually running into a little QC issue with one of the keyboard productions. So one of the productions is delayed by 2 weeks. And we're kind of sorting around how to minimize the delay by having another future production pulling a bit forward. But the QC basically has to do with the foam inside the inside the keyboard being a little bit more dense than the standard density, and that's causing the keyboard to sit a little bit higher than what we want it to be. Yeah, so we're reworking those keyboards. Should I be doing a full update on that? That's a bit, yeah, we haven't really prepared for this yet.
No,
so
no, I think it's too
it's too detailed.
detailed.
See what it will. If it has any impact, we'll be updating about it. But this is maybe a nice thing to know if you're watching the live stream right now. This is basically something we're dealing with. Maybe something for you also, Erik. A topic about the Hong Kong warehouse.
Okay.
Let me pop a chat for a moment so I can have chat next to me. Because my chat, your chat on the stream is not updating.
No, I don't understand why it doesn't work yet. It's horrible. Worst chat ever.
Well, not chat themselves,
not chat themselves.
but on the live stream thing.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Let me put the text here. Okay, let me see what else is in there in chat. I'm just say new lighting features. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, the new RGB features are pretty cool, and we're not completely done yet. So I think we're still not at a level where other brands might be when it comes to lighting effects, but I do feel that we're at a level where it is a very convenient way of doing lighting effects without needing to, the barrier to entry is very low, and that's what I really like. You can get started very fast to get really funny effects, and you don't need to spend a lot of time to figure out how things work, which is always a big problem with all those other utilities, software utilities, the utilities. The is amazing. Yeah. LMA sound test. LMA sound. Okay, the LMA sound test. I'll put something in there. LMA sound test. 60 sound test.
Yeah, chat on stream is horrible. I don't know. It doesn't.
I'm gonna talk also a little bit about we're opening. We're working on the Hong Kong warehouse. Actually, for faster Asia shipments. This will make a big difference for Japan and Japan, China, South Korea, Singapore. Yeah, is there another significant one there? Yeah, there's Philippines, Thailand, but let's say that those are like the Hong Kong itself, of course, right? Okay, so I can update about that. We're gonna have localization on the Wooting websites. We already launched the store elements.
We prepared this live stream so well in advance.
JP.
That we're now preparing it in the live stream.
Globe on the. Yeah, it's nice, right?
It's nice.
I'm waiting for more questions from chat though. Additional keycap colors. Yeah, additional. That's a good one. Additional take control keycap colors. I can actually show them. Wait, am I allowed to show them?
I mean, maybe I don't know if we're gonna use these colors in the end, but at least we can show some work in progress. I guess that's.
Yeah,
fun.
We can do some work in progress. Yeah.
And nobody here spoils anything, right? So that's.
Especially not me. Are we getting the brass case sold? Oh, brass case separate. Okay, that's a good one. Brass case sold separate? Question mark.
The brass case separate. It's like somewhat on this height on my to-do list.
Yeah, and it also there's a dependency on me, but my to-do list. It's very big. Okay, then there's 75% keyboard, TKL keyboard. Let's plus 2 days for the launch of any kind of keyboard. Okay, about log of my work. I just want to say I got the 2HE a few months ago, loving it. If you guys go, okay, awesome. Thanks, Spizors. That's great to hear. And we're definitely working on a new keyboard, and it's going to definitely be the new keyboard in terms of what to expect. No.
So how
no,
do I say this
wait, no, I just
anything?
I don't want to hype it up too much, but it's just kind of like we're getting a lot of competitors in the space trying to mimic everything that our keyboard does, more and more are popping up, and a lot of them are just copying the idea of the features and the name. But actually, when you put them in practice, and especially the, let's say, off-the-shelf type of ones that come from a factory, right? You quickly find out that they're not as good, and they're still trying to get to that point. And I think with what we're doing right now, we're not only we're pushing up that we're going to be pushing up that expectation and what you need to meet that what's that called, that bar. We're going to pull the bar even more up, and we're going to do it in two ways, on a performance level and on a feature level. And as you know from us, whatever we do on a feature set, it's going to be backwards compatible. So, and there's this one feature that we're still looking forward to release, and that is going to be backwards compatible, and it's also going to make a big difference. And they're going to try to copy it. They're definitely going to try to copy it.
And that's fine.
But that's fine.
That's fine.
Because it will never be as good. All right. So that's one thing, and the second thing is, I hope that now that we're a bit bigger and we have more resources, we can start moving towards a direction that we need to move to anyway, and we can hopefully create some type of example role of how things can also be done differently, better.
Yeah. So we're also going to do it like similar to Keychron, but instead of like weekly new keyboards, we're going to do it 2 keyboards per week. 2 keyboards every week, 2 layouts.
Man, I can't, oh my God. Keychron is like,
it's fantastic. I love it.
Keyboard factory of how much they poop out.
I get like an email from them every week, every 2 weeks, like, hey, this new model. It's like, oh my God, again a new model. How do they do this? It's insane. I love it.
And there's always something. Yeah, they always have something new. But but in the end of the day, though, Keychron is great for starting, but there's such you reach a cap in what they can provide. And their keyboards, I don't know if they've changed in their design method, right? But they have certain ways of designing the keyboard to keep the cost down, and it also always makes the keyboard higher, the total profile of the keyboard higher.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people are quite happy with those products, right? Especially in the mechanical keyboard scene, or maybe people who dabble into the scene. It's a nice stepping stone to get into the scene as well, because they offer some customizability there. And you're sort of forced to work with QMK, which is also quite nice if you're into that stuff. So
that's true. Yeah, but that's why it's a great starter keyboard. And if you just want to try this sort of layout or something different, it's great, and they're pretty available. They release a lot of versions, but I think the availability is not even that bad.
No. But you can find it
I can't tell for sure because I'm not on top of it though.
You can just go to the weirdest Dutch websites and they sell Keychron. It's insane.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, back to the updates. What else can I do? LMAs out for delivery today. I'm so excited. Yes, LMAs are shipping. Or maybe that's something. LMAs 60 shipping. It's going out at US, coming week at EU. LMA 60 is actually interesting. Maybe it's some. I can explain something about HS codes.
That's nice. It's gonna be a 30-minute update now instead of a 10-minute update. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep that for after the update maybe. But there's something about HS codes I have to share. I have to grind my gear for a moment there.
I think the module is it's fantastic to talk about the module.
Yeah, I have the module as the first one. PCB is going to sell separate anytime soon. Okay, that's module. Module when? New cable colors. Yeah, new cable colors. I'm not going to throw it in now. We are working on new cable colors, but I don't have the samples yet. They're on their way. I guess there's been some issues spotted in the mouth finish LMA 60. First tape, which is used to hold the accent piece in place, leaves residue on the case. Oh my God, really? Okay, that I have not seen yet. Okay, that I want to see, but it should. I mean, considering what the coating is, you should just be able to wash it away easily. You can just do it with a damp cloth, I assume. And otherwise with alcohol, with what is that called, like the 70% alcohol?
Yeah, isopropanol.
Yeah. That shouldn't be an issue. But I did see one dude posting pictures about some spots on the coating, the Mao coating, and looking at his pictures and those spots, that should have never gone through, but it's impossible to check every single keyboard on this because we did produce a couple total quantity of the alumazes is a couple thousand, and you can't QC every single one of them with a third party at least. But at the factory, they should be QCing everyone on doing visual inspection. That should have never gone through. But it's always at the beginning. So now we know with the next third-party QC what to look for, and we can widen one model because the mouth coating itself is a more tricky coating, and it's makes it more prone for a blemish. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, it's not completely out of expectations.
No, but the one that is on the top there, that one was pretty horrible.
It was pretty bad. Yeah. Okay. What is that adaptive trigger thing for the PlayStation 5? Actually, I've heard about it before, but I forgot what it exactly is. Could you write it out?
Oh, so that sort of push back, right? So you feel different force when pressing the triggers.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Is it though?
Yeah. So you get like sort of you have a feeling of stiffness or hardness, and so the controller can change the force you need to push, then can actually push back a little bit, which results to more immersion. I mean, I let me just quickly purchase a PS5 and I'll test it out tomorrow.
No. Well, actually, yes. Everybody get a PlayStation and then test it out. I see some questions. Other question. I'm gonna throw in the HS code thing. There was competitors that will do outside of the 10-minute update. There is other switches, right? For the keyboard. I think that was nice. Okay, and maybe you need to repeat a question. Maybe I missed something, right? Then you can just throw it in the chat again. I'm gonna do the 10-minute update with these 8 points first, and then I have the other questions part, which I will go into more detailed questions that are coming up.
Good. Start your timer.
Yeah, hold on, wait. What's up with this? Start shipping. Let me throw the shipping stuff together.
Any new hiring positions? Yes. So if you are a copywriter, love marketing, know something about HR, logistics, administration.
Wait, we have logistics as well, or?
I don't know. Apply for anything you think is feasible. Just apply. Please.
We
need help.
Additional to control keycaps, colors. Okay, I'm going to do the exciting stuff in the beginning, and then some state of shipping, logistics stuff, warehouse, localization. Okay. And let me get the keycaps. Hold on.
New keyboard when, Calder?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Okay.
Later.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do this. Okay, so yeah. So everybody that was going into the live stream and hearing me talking about, we should do the first 10 minutes of the live stream, a 10-minute update, that everybody that just watches can watch the update. How many minutes are we in right now?
I'm gonna start a timer. Let's go.
All right.
Boom.
Can I see the timer?
No.
Can I hear the timer?
No, I guess.
Just keep me up to date how long I have, right?
Sure.
Okay. You ready?
Wait, I can probably get a timer on board. I can get a
okay.
Timer on board. Okay. Does it work like... No. Why? I don't know how to... Well, I do know.
20 minutes. Are we 20 minutes in? How can already 20 minutes have passed?
I don't know. Stuff goes so fast. I don't know, with Streamlabs you... Oh, studio mode. That's it. Here we go. So now I can actually edit stuff. And okay, boom. Let me quickly...
Well, while waiting for that... Oh, for the Alame 60, those gold standoffs, they're actually made of brass, not gold. I would personally recommend you to not use them. And if you use them, don't screw them in. That's what I would recommend, because the less you can screw in, the better. Because otherwise, around the area you screw in into any standoff, you're gonna hear more of a metal ring or a more stiff sound. Yeah.
10 minutes, Calder. 10 minutes.
Okay.
We have 10 minutes. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Okay. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, this is a 10-minute update, even though it's all part of the same live stream video. I'm going to cover 8 topics, and we're just going to get straight into it. So we had the first one, which is what's happening with the Wooting 682 module, because we're planning to release the module this or last week, but then we pushed it back because the topic I'll be coming back to, we're really stuffed with doing shipments at fulfillment center side. We have lots of tickets from customers that we want to go through, and we're afraid if we do the launch right now for the module, we're going to get more tickets, and it's going to stuff up even more the whole operational channel even more. So we decided to push it back for at least 2 weeks. We have a plan for next week, but I'm actually not sure if we're going to relaunch it next week. I'm assuming not, because it's still still not in a really good state. And the longer that launch date takes, the more we can polish a bit for that launch, because there's some new things on the website we're also launching. When we do that launch, a few things that I'll come back to also, such as localization for China and Japan when we do the launch. But does that mean that the whole module is going to deliver later? No, we're actually still going ahead with all the module production stuff. But we just, like other products, like to launch product a bit earlier. And with the module, we're trying to do it always, we're doing it about a month before production completes. So we have more time to take a look, what is the demand for this product? How much do we need to scale up our production so that we can afterwards produce more? And if we do it at the moment we have it in stock, we're talking about a huge gap, and then we're selling it. Oh, looks like we purchased too little. We made too little. We need to make more, and then you need to wait even longer. So these kind of launches help us a lot getting some kind of forecast for demand. So it's coming. What does that mean again? Delivery time is going to be the same.
Around what time?
Well, I just received ready dates this week, and there's going to be a first batch, but there's a limited batch, that first one, and that one is going to deliver in the EU. It's going to ship within December and deliver probably in January. So let's just say January is easier. So all of it will ship and deliver in January, in both in EU, international, and in the US for the modules. Yeah, I would keep that as a date to keep in mind. The first production finishes in December, so we can do deliveries in January. The secondary production finishes all in January. Yes, in January, so we can do shipments in probably going to be March, and that will be a bigger quantity. And there is definitely the case of first comes, first served with the module, because that first batch production is limited to how much we're producing on the first one. And we're producing as soon as and as much as we can. Okay. Right, then the state of shipping for Europe, because looks like I need to make that bridge anyway. The state of shipping for Europe is that last Wednesday, we made sure that the whole backlog of orders that were still hanging around, some people that have been waiting for a little bit more than a week, and has been completely finished. So the fulfillment in Europe.
You dropped out for a few seconds.
So that means that everybody that is now at the European Fulfillment Center, which means if you have an order that starts with EU and it says it's at the Fulfillment Center, that should be no older than last Wednesday, whatever that was, no older than like the 30th or 31st of October. The rest should have all shipped out. There's maybe a few special cases, right? Because of an address issue or something like that. We're trying to solve those as soon as we can with said customer of the order. We've also talked with the fulfillment center in general to make sure that the capacity increases a lot more, and that they keep shipping everything out within, let's say, 4 business days. It is still the pressure is still high there, but as we go further into November, we have less batches coming in, and it should relieve a bit. We've also done a small update for the Wooting hub to also inform you that there is a peak volume and things can take a bit longer. We've also increased the estimate based on customer feedback and frustrations with these estimate dates. We've increased them for the European warehouse as well. And the third thing that we've been working on, and it's a bit of a long tail solution, is we're going to open up a Hong Kong warehouse for faster shipments in Asia. And it means faster shipments in Japan, China, South Korea, Hong Kong, Singapore, any Southeast or Asian country. Even so, I'm checking for Australia, but that would make not only the fulfillment part a lot faster, because we'll be dividing what we're now shipping from the Netherlands with Hong Kong, but it will also make the shipping to your country faster, because we don't need to ship all the goods to the Netherlands, from China to the Netherlands, and then ship it out to you. Instead, it will go from China to Hong Kong, and then from Hong Kong go to you. So we can reduce that lead time as well by a lot.
Which
And
fantastic, because in the past was kind of ludicrous, right? You are in China, you purchase a keyboard, it first goes to the Netherlands, and then it goes back to China.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have the question, why did you just ship it from China to domestic China? That has to do with it. That has to do with taxes. Sorry, that has to do with taxes and regulations. You're not allowed to do that. There's only certain circumstances you're allowed to do that, and that's a longer story. But we can do it from Hong Kong. So we're working on that to create a better fulfillment service, and reducing those lead times and this issue that we're having in the Netherlands right now. Let's see. We're also right on this topic, and then I'm going to go back into product development things. The last thing that we're also doing is we're trying to localize the Wooting website more and more. We're a little bit slow in the beginning to do it because we're doing all the fundamental work of setting up the basics. And from that point on, we can do a lot more faster translations for the whole website. But right now, what you can already see is that when you go to our website, on the right top on the globe, you press on it, you can choose between 3 languages, which is English, Japanese, and Chinese. And it will change all the store elements when it comes to purchasing, and it will change also the checkout to set language. And we're still working. Eventually, we'll also be doing all the menu buttons, and then much longer later, we're going to be doing the copy on the website itself. But first, we're going to be doing the Wooting Hub, which is where you're kind of managing your order and checking the tracking.
Yeah.
And then we do have customer service that speak Chinese, with customer service that speak Japanese. So you can communicate in your local language. And sometimes we just use ChatGPT to do translations.
It's pretty smart fella.
When there's too much, yeah. Okay, then product development. So Alume 60, to start with that one. So Alume 60 has been shipping out in the US already. In Europe, it's arriving this coming week. It's been actually a bit stuck at customs, or with our forwarder at customs, because there's a bit of an argument about which HS code should be used for it. Whereas one HS code has like a 6% duties, and the other one has 0%. And I'll be talking about in the live stream a little bit, but that's been delaying that batch, sneakily been delaying that batch actually. That could have arrived much earlier if this wasn't such a big thing. But that will be shipping next week, the Alume 60 for your orders starting EU, but orders starting US, the Alume 60 should already be shipping. Some people already received it even, which is great. Alume 60 sound test is coming. We have a independent YouTuber in the US making sound test clips for the Alumes in all kinds of configurations. And we're just waiting for those clips to be complete, and then Sander is able to compile a whole video. And hopefully that will create will give you a good insight on what the sounds like for the Alume 60. There was this little question, and I can recommend you, if you received Alume 60, don't install the 2 brass standoffs. Sorry, don't install the 2 brass standoffs unless you want the keyboard to be super flush. But if you want it to sound better, don't install them, because if you install them and you screw it in, it's going to make the keyboard sound more stiff. If you don't install them, it's going to create a bit more of it will sound less stiff, especially around those screwing areas. And try to not screw it too tight in all the screw areas if you want to make it sound less stiff in general. But enough. It comes at the cost of the, well, okay, anyway.
1 minute left for the modules.
Okay. There was this thing about brass cases. Brass cases will be sold separately. We're just a little bit behind on the technical parts of making it available, sold separately. We will make it available separately though. And then take control keycaps. So we, I don't know if like a month or 2 months back, live stream, there was this suggestion about, can we get them also in different colors? Well, whoa. We actually worked on different colors, and look. I have pink, white here. We're going to be releasing a whole pink series of colors of stuff. Nice. We call this Blossom Pink. We have here yellow with black, and you're like, well, but that's the same. But this is ISO.
Wow, ISO! Oh,
yeah,
ISO.
Which language was this actually?
German.
Oh, German. ISO German, and we can expand it to other languages in ISO as well from there. We have lavender purple one, wow. Which is combined with a bit more of a lighter purple. We have ocean blue, which is combined with a black. Okay.
Black, is that black?
Yeah, it's a very dark blue actually. No, it's a navy blue. Navy blue.
Navy.
Okay. And the last one is black and white.
Oh, how original.
Yeah. Now.
That's it for the 10-minute update. Bye, YouTube.
Bye. Okay, nice. That was 10 minutes now, right?
That was 10 minutes.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Okay. So for the take control keycaps, which we need to find a different name than take control because take control is always black and yellow. So we might not be releasing all the colors. We might, or we will. I don't know.
No. So what we did here was we're trying out different colors, right? And now, as you probably noticed, they sort of match the aluminum cases we have. You know, the ocean blue, lavender purple, sakura or cherry blossom pink. That's new. Black and white and that kind of stuff. And yeah, these are now just experiments. And once we've checked them in real life and checked the quality, and maybe we like them, maybe we don't, because I'm not the biggest fan of how the purple now looks. With the darker purple and then the lighter shade of purple, it now feels like a muted purple with pink, which doesn't pop as well as we would have hoped. So maybe we'll tweak it. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
The spacebar doesn't have anything on it anyway. No. We actually removed the whole take control from the spacebar a while back because of feedback from from general public. I want to say you guys, but you know, maybe you were not specifically part of it, but
some of you did it.
Yeah. Black and white is a must. Black and white is definitely staying.
Yeah,
that is already a favorite. Yeah.
And I think the white, how it turned out, is better than I would have expected it. Because getting white, it's more difficult than you think, right? There are many shades of white. You have bluish white, yellow white, very pristine white, off-white, grey white, and the white we use for the PBT keycaps, we're very happy with it. And these white colors pretty closely match it, I think, when it comes to sort of temperature. How would you say it?
Yeah. You always have with white, either it's a shade of blue or it's a shade of red, which makes one more cold and the other one more warm. And when you just have one of the two in front of you, you don't know which one of the two shades it is. It's very hard to see, but as soon as you take any other product that's white, you'll immediately see there is a color shade in there.
Yeah, you can already see it with this mouse, right? Probably you can, because the lighting isn't good enough. But the white is way more pristine than the device itself. Because this is more yellowish, and this is then, very pristine white, almost bluish. So,
Right, and then I think the other one that's also going to be good is I like the blue with the black is a good combination.
You know what's nice about that? Is if you look at the color of the legends, that's why we did something different.
I say black, but navy.
Yeah. The
I really love the legends being white. It's really great. Yeah. Sorry, this is like this is the ocean blue with navy blue, and then has the white legends.
It's nice how you show them inside a blister.
Yeah, I'll take it out. Okay.
Take it out.
Okay. Oh my god.
And the thing is, so here's somebody it's definitely going on my mojo, right? And like I mentioned earlier, we tried to match the keycap colors together with the alu cases, but it sort of didn't have the first impression I would hope it had, because if you put the blue keycaps on the blue alu mace case, wow, nice event key. Yeah, this is pretty good. I like the blue. Yeah, so here we opted for white legends, and that's it makes it pop pretty well.
Yeah. But if we want it to be on time for the module, we actually have to approve the colors we want to use for this launch. Otherwise, it's not going to be on time.
Yeah, I mean, I think yesterday you wanted to ship those to me, so stay at your place.
So we're talking about that list.
This is somewhere here on the list.
Yeah. There's other shipment I also need to send, and I thought I would be sending it today, but then I had to prepare it yesterday. I hadn't prepared it yesterday. Yeah.
That's how it goes. No worries. But module, I mean, you didn't spill a single bean on the module, right?
well, I talked about the module on the update, right?
You did?
Yeah, about the launch at least. Yeah, I did. Yeah, so fast.
Then I wasn't listening, I guess.
Sometimes I'm like Sonic.
Sonic.
Erik.
Oh, like Sonic.
Let's see. Right. So then we also have the cables releasing in. Oh wait, the cables already have these colors, right? But we have a white one and a blossom pink one also coming out for the cold cables or the detachable cables.
Colors. Well, it's the same story, right? So we're now also making colors for the detachable cable that fit all the maze colors we have.
Yes, but it's definitely not nice to buy. Like you mentioned, it doesn't look great in my opinion. Also, if you buy the ocean blue detachable cable, ocean blue case, and then also an ocean blue take control keycap set, like all together, you just have a blob of blue on your keyboard. Yeah,
so
it's
if
not.
I mean, if you
I don't
really
like it, but
blue, then it's nice, I guess.
yeah.
If you're really into blue. Oh, I love blue.
But the just black Alumaze combines really well with just basically any of the colors, because it makes the black is a great background to make it pop make the keycaps pop better. We know it got delayed from last week. That's where, and it will be limited. Oh, okay, that's with the module. Yeah, you can. So you can watch the VOD back, and you have to skip like 20 minutes or something. Then you can go into the 10-minute update where I talk more about the about the module. And then Erik, why are you guys fighting with keeping the lines in order to take on the take control keycaps? Why not make it random and make it unique but still cool?
Yeah, why not make it random? Because it's the way these keycaps are being made, they're being dice up. So it's like you have a film. I think it's you have a film that goes over the keycap and then gets like pressed on, or like it's the other way around. But the way the film is and the keycap go over it, or the film goes over the keycap, it's always the same. So it's like you have a canvas where you can print on, and you cannot really make it random because that would mean that you need to make a whole lot of these different canvases. And yeah. And this is also where a big challenge here comes with the legends on the front of the keycap, because we wanted to keep the top nice and clean, but still have like legends that you can see from an angle, right? If you look at your keyboard, and because the front of the keycap is sort of slanted, meaning that it doesn't go flat on this canvas or like this path or whatever it goes into, that we also need to stretch the legend quite a bit, and then it sort of gets placed normally on the front. But you could probably see with some of those keycaps they are colored that it didn't went well correctly, and they need some more tweaking and tuning it.
I don't know, that's what I'm leaving up to you. I just look at the general colors, and the details I'm leaving up to you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so Tony also mentioned that a film with a print on it and it's vacuumed onto the keycap when it gets heated up. I'm not sure
that's exactly how it works. Yeah.
Does this factory also exactly do it that way?
Yeah, it's hard to say because this is the process they don't really share publicly.
No. So, but there are many ways. There are different ways to achieve it. But I think Tony's correct. This is also how it is very consistent, right? Because every set will be similar, and it means we cannot really make it random. I mean, making it random would be sick, right? That's pretty cool. But then again, you could get something that you either like or don't like.
I'm not installing all the keycaps, but there was the question how it looks like on a concrete gray one. So I have a different set, PBT set installed right now. We don't sell this. I'm actually testing this key set from a manufacturer we're planning to work with. But this is the Take Control black and white. I just installed a couple with a concrete gray.
It's quite nice.
Yeah.
Damn, I also want to use it.
Yeah. I think it's the strap that makes it match even more than otherwise. Yeah.
Great question. What happened to Twitch? We ditched it.
Screw Twitch. We're so much. Look, the thing when it comes to our marketing department is very small, and we need to, and we're actively looking for one extra marketing person, which
2
will
extra.
literally be. Oh, we're looking for 2. Oh, we opened the second one. It was
No, not
already
yet,
on.
but that's in a few weeks' time. The
Oh,
second
okay.
one, but
Right. Okay, we're looking for 2 positions in marketing. Uh, because right now we have only essentially one marketing person, which we can say this is the marketing person. Like marketing is shared among all of us a bit in a way, but there's one person that we can say, well, that's the marketing person, and that's Sander. What does Sander do? He makes YouTube videos, right? Um, and that is basically our marketing strategy. Also, is well, the general strategy is just make a good product, right? And happily surprise the end user with the product and make them feel part of making that product, make them feel part of Wooting, and just, communicate as much as we can and be as transparent as we can. And in that way, hope that, the next time we release something, you'll be back because you love what we're doing and you love what we make. That is the general strategy, right? But then when it comes to being more active in marketing, there's like inbound and outbound marketing. So we do a lot of inbound marketing, which is like once you're in, we try to get you
milk
to
it.
us.
I'm gonna milk you.
No, no, no. What we try to do is we try to make ourselves as easy as possible to find and make sure that with certain keywords or certain topics, you will find us in that area. And then that's why it's called inbound. You naturally find us. We don't pay an advertisement or sponsor something, which we're trying to actively going out to you, trying to get you in, right? So that's our general strategy, and that we do that by most of it is word of mouth, right? And just making sure that we're easy to find if you look for us. And one of the biggest channels that we have for doing this actively is YouTube. Because on YouTube we can make everything feel a lot more alive, relevant, and it's easy to communicate. It's a video format, and it's also a search engine in general. And we have all our reviews also on Wooting of our keyboard on YouTube. So there's a very good chance that if you're like, oh, I'm going to check a review of Wooting, you're also going to hit our YouTube channel. So that's why YouTube is a very important channel for us when it comes to marketing. And we're trying our best to make that channel not to be like any other brand, make it feel disgenuine and like just one big promotion for the brand and for the product. We're trying to make it useful, so you can find a lot of good resources on the YouTube channel, so that you not only will hit up on it by chance because maybe you have a bent PBT keycap, right? We have that video, for example, right? But also once you post-purchase one of our products, you can still find a lot of resources there about, oh, maybe I want to do this mod, and how do I do that mod? Or how does it sound in those different configurations? Or how do I remove that PCB or something like that, right? So a lot of practical things there. And as we get more time for the YouTube channel, and this is something that we've been kind of bottlenecking right now, we're also trying to do more like funny stuff or more like in the industry relevant stuff, trying to be a bit more creative with different kind of content. Sander's made a couple of those videos, also shorts, but we haven't had the time to do more of them
No.
because there's such a big pipeline of these like useful videos. And right now we're just very focused on manufacturing, delivering, and providing information for everybody to get started and do the thing they want to do with their, in this case, Wooting 6HE or Wooting 2HE, and trying to do that as best as we can.
And now, Sander's time is also divided between making YouTube content or video content and communicating with, professional players, influencers, reviewers, that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
we rather would see him more on the YouTube side, so we can get like these nice YouTube shorts back, right? Like the grass in the case and the cereal bowl case, because that's what we really like.
Yeah. Touch grass video, right?
Touch grass.
Yeah, the touch
already,
grass.
if you now look, we have got 77 viewers. That's, I guess, 20 more that we get like on average on Twitch, right? And YouTube promotes the live streams a little bit better for us than Twitch does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I really like is that afterwards people can just find these live streams. Otherwise, they're just gone on Twitch. So, especially if we're so centered around YouTube. But then that open position, right? So we're actively, you can go to Wooting. If you go to the Wooting website, you scroll all the way down to the bottom in the footer. There's a careers page. You can also go to wooting.io/careers. There's a position for an email marketing person, automated email and copywriting, I think it's called, something like, or content.
Yeah, it's an inbound marketing position. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So anybody, if you have any kind of relevant experience doing any type of automated emails, and you have a knack for doing copyright, which basically means writing stuff, and you like the way we communicate, and you feel some synergy there, right? Then definitely apply, because we are looking for somebody. And then the second position is going to be a bit more focused on that piece of
Relation management.
yeah, it's like influencer relations. I don't know. We don't have an exact title yet, but it's we get so much review requests, reach out from pro players, and it's so hard to distinguish like who are key people in a certain field. How can we work with this person in a certain way that is going to be useful? Is this person valuable or not valuable? And it's also costing a lot of time, in this case for Sander, to vet people when it comes to YouTube channels, and is it interesting or not? So with the YouTube channels, we have a rule of thumb, for example, saying either the person needs to have a good reach, right? Relevant content and good reach, or they need to have quality content, meaning it's very informative, and then we don't care about the reach. Because eventually what we want from any type of reviewer reaching out is just that we have more information about our product on YouTube, and that if you would look for our product on YouTube, you can find that information. And it's great to have multiple perspectives, right? And then it doesn't really matter which YouTuber that might be, as long as it's somebody that can give a good perspective, be coherent, to the point on what is good, what is bad, so that people can make a better decision. That's what we're looking for, because there are already a few other YouTubers that are just bigger, that will also make a video, and they will do that. That helps already with the more awareness part. So that's kind of how we do that, but it takes a lot of time. So that's kind of the other position. So we can spend a bit more time on vetting this, but also following up to make sure, like, oh, are you missing something maybe for making the video? Maybe there's a question, you're not understanding a certain feature, not understanding how a certain thing works, like the strap, like how to install a strap. I mean, how many times have they installed the strap wrong?
Yeah, but I also think, like, keeping the connections live and warm, right? So now we
keep them
mostly have
live.
like,
Yeah.
So now we have like, oh, you want a keyword? Yeah, sure, here you go. And then we check him in the video. Okay, nice. Then we never talk to this person again. But it's nice to sort of keep up to date, right? It's like, hey, how's it going? And get like, this is more that we can get out of it. And
yeah. So if you're that kind of person, and I think the kind of person you need to be is somebody that is able to multitask communications, right?
Live in the Netherlands, Germany, or Denmark.
Yeah, there's some. Right.
Or Norway.
But Germany as well now, right?
Yeah, and for starting next year, Norway. So one of those 4 countries. Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Norway.
Yeah. So if you're in one of those countries, you have a bit of a knack for multitasking communication, some little bit of a creative feeling, and you're very into esports scene and this industry in general when it comes to peripherals and community, right? You can go into those open position. You can just do the open position and just say, hey, look, I'm this kind of dude. I'm interested in working at Wooting. And then we're very interested, because we haven't opened that position yet. And the other one, again, automated email, copywriting. If you're that kind of dude, what is it? Norway, Germany, Netherlands, or Denmark, right? Those are countries we're able to hire in, because we have an administrative office. Also, that job listing is on our careers page. Apply, and would be happy to maybe have that interview with you.
Nice.
Okay.
I like this. So first of all, one question was, some remark was about if we liked Chakra UI and utility. Yes, it saves so much time, right? They have a big library of components. It goes pretty well with React, and you can easily customize them, and their community in general is very great if you have any questions. So yes, works perfectly well. Can recommend. And here,
why is the rest of EU not supported with, I assume, with the job applications, right? Let me tell you a secret. This is a great rant topic. So you would think the European Union being so union,
One.
that it would be so easy to hire anybody else from other European countries, but eh, it is okay. It is relative to other countries easier, but we are not able to hire anybody in a different country unless we open an administrative office in that said country. And an administrative office is basically uh, doing all the payrolling and taxes for the salaries and etc. And managing this, doing this with the what is it, the tax authorities in that said country. And they also charge service. They also will charge us for those services. And the general thing is that it is not worth the cost of such administrative office if it's just for one person, unless that person is highly skilled and very desirable for us to hire.
It
And
it
until
it,
so
it
far,
kind of depends on the country, right? But the thing is, it also takes a lot of time to research it because you need to find a good partner in that country. You need to get different quotes, and then some countries even have different hurdles, right? Instead of, oh, you now have an employee in this company. Oh, you sell to this company. Okay, to this country. Now you have to pay corporate tax and sales tax in this company. And the thing is, that's not even the worst part because it's quite similar in the rest of EU. But then it means that you need to sort of have a different administration and bookkeeping for just specifically that country, and
yeah,
that brings a lot of overhead, trouble, and
yeah,
more work and time and effort for just hiring one person in a certain country. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and that makes it very difficult for us to just hire in any country we want because we do, and this is from Tosira, we all work remote. There is no big office space. Our office space is virtual. We have an office space on this application called Gather. It's like a 2D game, basically, which,
Game.
but then for work. And that's our office. We have our own virtual office environments. And
Love it. It's fantastic.
it's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
limitations we're now running into Gather, which is sadly so. If anybody from Gather is watching, we need more map objects. Increase the limit. We don't care about RAM usage.
Yeah. It would probably be cheaper to just move that desired person to your country. Well, if it depends on which country, but if that person is willing to move to one of the countries, right? And we don't need to pay for like the rent of the housing specifically, right? For them to move, right? Then yeah, that would be a lot better. You can, so if you want to work for Wooting, you're willing to move to one of those countries, that's also fine with us.
I recommend
Uh,
either Drenthe, Overijssel, or Groningen if you want to come to the Netherlands. Those are pretty cheap to to live in.
Yeah.
Avoid everything west in the Netherlands.
But we also have this problem when it comes to having anybody work outside of the European Union. So there is like a construction where you can have somebody work with you as a freelancer. But there is this rule of thumb, and that is that a freelancer should have more employers, not just one. Otherwise, they can be seen as an employee. And depending on which country both the freelancer and the employer is, that has some implications when it comes to employee rights. Because the freelancer can say, "Hey, wait a minute, I'm working essentially like an employee full time." And let's say we just say to the freelancer, well, starting next month, it's over, right? And they're like, well, that's not fair. I need to get like some kind of blah, 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 right, in the contract. So I get paid out for 3 more months, blah, 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 right? They could go say to the tax force, but look, I've been essentially working as an employee for this company. Where are my rights? Yeah. And yeah, that is a very tricky business, and we don't want to do tricky business. So
We're already doing
um,
tricky business with analog keyboards. Tricky.
yeah. Yeah. But so the freelancing construction works to a limited sense, but we generally don't do that either. Yeah. And we have an administrative office in Taiwan, by the way. That's why we also have quite a Taiwan team, and that's also why we have a customer service position in Taiwan, for example. We're kind of load balancing customer service now in two time zones, right? So we have a Taiwan time zone, it's the Asia time zone, and then we have the European time zone. Um, yeah. And product development, a lot of the product development is in Taiwan. Yeah,
Okay.
with us.
Let's quit the boring stuff. I saw something interesting. Uh, blah, 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 blah. I saw something. Here. Also, I don't know if you guys care, but I saw a decent amount of 6 stages being used in Rainbow Six Siege Pro League. So I thought it was cool. Also think it's very cool. It's not a
Yeah,
game any of us internally really follow, so we're not really deep into it or know who uses our keyboards there, but it is fantastic. And it's definitely a market for us.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we've been trying to reach out to a lot of Counter-Strike 2 people, right?
Yeah.
But they all want F-row and arrow keys.
Everyone's arrow keys. I don't know. Why do you need arrow and arrow keys in Counter Strike?
Yeah.
You
Well, they
got,
mostly want the F-row, basically.
but you have WASD, right? Why didn't you? What do you
Yeah.
need more? So to all Counter Strike 2 players, we always send them like original Wooting ones because those have like F keys and arrow keys, so that's nice. Korean pro gamers. Yeah, I'm quite excited. Also for the module, if you want to talk more about the module.
Yeah, the module, I I'm very curious to find out how well module will go,
Hmm.
because that now, like, there's so much time already passed since the conception of the module, that I already have some ideas about for what can make the module better. But it never stops, you know? Um, but essentially the module, if this really works out, it's a good precursor for what we could do with other products in the future. Yeah. Because I really hope to strike that balance between enthusiasts and gamers. And of course it saves some money, but it creates a lot of flexibility for you to put together the keyboard you want from the get-go without needing to waste any materials, which is good.
Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, also sponsoring any Overwatch League players. I do see a lot of 6HGs there. I don't know. I've never seen a Overwatch 2 pro player with a 6HG. Guess I haven't been looking hard enough. I haven't been following the game in months though, but I think about a year ago, by the time Overwatch 2 released, we didn't really have, at least Rapid Trigger wasn't like really beneficial towards the game. Sure, we have a nice keyboard and stuff, but nothing that you could do with any other keyboard, right? But it's interesting. I mean, send
For,
me links to everybody, all professional players you know that use a keyboard in either Overwatch, Rainbow Six, Siege 2,
yeah, and
or
remember,
6,
there's
Rainbow
this one
6.
thing you can do in Overwatch is you can actually turn on analog movement, and you can get with what's it called? What's her name again? The one that blinks to
Tracer?
thingy. Tracer, yeah. With Tracer, you can actually have like smaller degree angles of blinking
Oh,
from
interesting.
positions. Yeah, you can actually fine tune how much which angle you're blinking at, while keeping your what is it, your crosshair still on whatever you want it. So there's some minute things in there that actually make a difference. But then, yeah, I don't know how much pro players actually utilize it also.
Yeah,
My daughter wants to join the live stream.
fantastic. No, but but
Yeah,
but
did
but
you?
but send me all the
What was it?
uh, all the pro players and their links. I need to know. Yeah, the cable definitely does stand out, and if somebody uses like the strap as well, right? Then it's also an easy spot for us. Yeah. It is sometimes it is quite difficult for especially live tournaments for our keyboards to be featured there, and you can see it in Counter Strike from time to time, and I think I've seen it once with Rainbow Six and what was that, and Valorant you can see it. But a lot of these teams they have like also peripheral sponsors, right? And then during a live show they need to use the keyboard that they're being paid for to use. So yeah.
I was talking to one of these marketing people, one of these agencies representing people, pro players, and he was also, yeah, you do have these sponsorships where they literally like there's this like at a tournament they're filming, right? And it's like a certain section of the tournament, and they all have like their, for example, Razer keyboards on the desk, and then they're filming, and then the filming ends, right? They're gonna start. They Razer keyboard, whoop, their own keyboard, whoop, and they get started.
Yeah, but that's understandable, right? Like a keyboard and mouse,
Yeah,
that's
it's understandable, but it
so
kind of,
personal preference.
yeah, but it does, yeah, it's just like these sponsorships, just in general, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't people kind of look through that also? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too heavy into following the whole esports scene, which is also a huge disadvantage because it's very hard for me to kind of recognize a certain person and their role within esports and how if it is or isn't significant. Uh, so that's it's a huge disadvantage. Just not too interested in going too deep into the esports scene.
Official sponsor of ESL would be a goddamn impressive feat. No, it just means that you have a goddamn amount of money. It's not a feat, right? I mean, whatever product you have, if you bring enough money, you can sponsor it there. Believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sponsorships can go really crazy. It's just they usually just try to pump up the numbers of reach they have, right? And then ask a big number.
Yeah.
And then from there you negotiate, and you can negotiate it down probably like 50%. You know, because it's whatever they can catch. Yeah. But yeah. I don't know what we'll be doing with this in the future or not. It's not really part of our strategy, marketing strategy. That's for sure. So we would have to saturate. Yeah.
We have some ideas, and we are in some, I wouldn't say negotiations, but like early research phases, right? Like how much does it cost? What do you get in return for it? And how does this world actually work of sponsoring? Because it is a big benefit to your brand, right? But let's say all the pro players that now use our keyboard and influencers and streamers and gamers in general, if we had to pay them, right, for using our keyboard, I don't even know if we would have made any money for the reach that you get in return. But it is quite important for your brand awareness, right, to be visible everywhere in a certain setting. Yeah, I think as soon as you reach one big point, then sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Razer, for example, at some point, I don't, Logitech probably, Logitech as well, the gaming branch, right? You just get to a point where you have to be sponsoring certain things because you need that repeated, like, remember we exist and we're like big and show our presence. This is how much market share we have of the whole market.
Yeah.
And this statement, official sponsor of the ESL would be a goddamn impressive feat. And that's the whole problem with sponsorships. You have these companies paying for that shit because they want it to be an impressive feat. But actually, for their business, it might do jack shit. It's kind of like paying for a Super Bowl ad, right? I
watch all Super Bowl ads.
Yeah, well, but what I want to say is like I don't know what the metrics are, like how much return you get out of it, and but let's say the status of Super Bowl ads, right? It is like that's also like an impressive feat because it's so fucking expensive to do it, and that makes it again even more expensive. Right, and then it's I question how effective is it really? Super Bowl ads, like only in the US.
Only in the US. And then I watched it the next day in Europe. Never watched a game of football in my life, but I've watched. I think the last. It's like when Apple comes with the big new keynote. For me, it's like the Super Bowl ads. Like, oh, what did they come up with now? Hey, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, fantastic.
Some of the companies, when it comes to clothing, and they do offer right prices. What for? Okay, shit, I didn't actually read the original one. This is interesting. Are costs of setting up a keyboard factory in Europe for small downtimes between manufacturing and shipping feasible for a company of your size?
I mean,
there's a yes and a no answer to this because in the current state, no, because first of all, there are almost no keyboard manufacturers in Europe, and there's a couple things that we need specifically from outside of Europe. If it would have been more available, it would have been something we could have considered. And and then let's say we're doing this for long term, right? Oh, no, I have to say it differently. The volume that we're doing now is the same or bigger for a longer term. Then it would be something that you could we would want to set up, because it would not just be about small downtimes between manufacturing and shipping. It would be more about having a fail-safe for when, for example, China goes to war.
Yeah.
And whole Asia is on basically lockdown. I think even if you'd be basically whole Asia is going to be affected in some way, but this obviously can't make it anymore in China. But the big problem right now is that a lot of the resources and availability and manufacturing is just all concentrated in Dongguan, China.
Yeah.
And that's like the majority is just in that area. And that also means that if you're doing any kind of keyboard development, oh, you want to do quickly a white box packaging, oh, you quickly want to do a sample of this one thingy, right? Boom, within a day, because they're all walking distance from each other, or an hour drive or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So all those resources are there, and that makes it also so incredibly difficult to do it anywhere else. So you see a lot of manufacturers that do these kind of electronic products, right? Not keyboard, mice, microphones, headsets. They're opening up factories in Vietnam, but Vietnam just doesn't have all that infrastructure ready yet.
No.
There's a whole different culture, and it's just not running very smooth. They don't have all the local suppliers also for that quick back and forth. Also think about opening a mold for plastic injection. Those mold factories also, setting up there. The quality of the molds being made not being the same. It's all just not there yet. And
No, but there's also a big difference, right? So sure, it's nice, and I think it would be fantastic for our company to have another manufacturing partner, either in Europe or the US, so you're not dependent, like I mentioned, on just China or that area. Another big thing is, I don't know if any of you guys ever tried to make something in the Netherlands versus in China, for example. If you want to get something done in the Netherlands, you reach out to somebody, and then they're like, okay, I'll get back to you in a month. If you want to make at least 100k of this, maybe we'll get back to you, right? And in China, I can send them a message right now. It's like 4 in the night there, right? On Alibaba, whatever. I need 10 of these pieces. Alright, sir, I'm gonna send it tomorrow. They're like, so that, they're eager for work and they wanna work, compared to here in the Netherlands or Europe. It's like, yeah, maybe, maybe. We're busy, too many clients. Fuck off. Right?
yeah, the general attitude, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So the way we work right now is that our manufacturing partner is a Taiwanese company, public Taiwanese company, and they have factories in Taiwan and they have factories in China, and you actually see that a lot of these factories in China are also owned by Taiwanese, and what I've learned is what they've also been doing is mitigate the risk, opening factories in Vietnam, Thailand, but not so much, and that was a question, India. But India should be also a big spot, but I haven't heard it that often yet, India.
Yeah, well, India has a lot of software and tech, right? So software and
Yeah,
coding and that
but
kind of stuff.
they're
Yeah.
trying to get more manufacturing there, because I think Apple now also assembles iPhones there.
Oh,
Yeah, because they have a huge population,
yeah.
and also a huge population that is in the on poverty level. So those kind of jobs are ideal for that kind of area. But you need the infrastructure also, meaning literally roads. You have a whole population there. Everything that could support a factory of 2,000 people, for example, right? Like housing, restaurants, plumbers, you name it. Like literally, like yeah. But India is not a good place to do business. Too risky. Well, I mean, yeah, if you say so. I've never done any business with any company in India, nor been in India myself yet, nor am I enticed yet to do any business in India. But I would have not, compared to like doing something with a Vietnamese manufacturer, I wouldn't know. I would see them equally risky. I don't see how Yeah.
I can remember we did it for the leather straps for the 6HE, right? We did it with a Estonian company or an Estonian business in Estonia.
Yeah, I
Was
think
it
it was
Estonia?
Estonian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was also fantastic. So that was like our first big tryout. Like, hey, let's make a bigger quantity of something within Europe and find a partner here. And
Yeah.
that was quite a nice experience, though.
What about Japan? That's a good question, but I wonder how much Japan is actively working on getting more and more manufacturing back to Japan and closing down factories in China, actually. Yeah. Because if you would have asked maybe 5 years ago, then the answer would be very simple. Japan, a lot of the factories are now in China. But that's actually been changing. So it's a good question. Yeah, I don't know yet. I haven't tried to look around in Japan.
No,
Yeah.
no, but I think, yeah.
I was gonna see that Wutimation stuff.
Automation.
Yeah, Wutimation needs some love, and it's missing that moment because our pipeline for software development is a bit busy right now. Um,
Oh, talking about software development, this is fantastic. After this live stream, we'll send out a survey about the utility to everybody on Discord and Twitter. So that's quite nice. So after
mhm.
this live stream, go to Discord, wait for the announcement, fill in the survey, and then
Oh,
you can win a ooh, nice, nice. Yeah, so this survey will really help us get some insight how people use the utility for what features, and what is good and what is less good about utility. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah, because we now, oh, I don't know if everybody knows, but we now have somebody on board. Pola is on board, and she's a relatively new team member of Wooting, and she's doing specifically UI UX for the utility and some of the website things. And she's also the one that now redesigned the whole. I don't know if it's public yet. It is public, yeah. She redesigned the whole initializing your keyboard
Yeah.
interface and the welcome screen
And
and
the
everything.
troubleshooting. That's
And the troubleshooting.
yeah, that's now
Yeah.
it's 10 times better. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, there will be more improvements happening over time for the utility on all these interfaces. The RGB interface happened to not be made by her, but by somebody else that was working part time, and I think that he's now continuing going to work part time, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So his name is Finn. And he's also UI UX. And he'll start working part time.
So finally, our
Wooting.
stuff will
Yeah.
look beautiful.
More beautiful.
More beautiful. Finally.
Yeah. More. Yeah. Okay. I feel like
We need to close it down because I need to send out a survey.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can prepare those shipments.
Good. I mean, I'm still open to answer 2 questions, nothing more, just 2. First come, first serve. Now the chat is like lagging behind and then it pops up again. What an amazing team, Jesus. Thank you. That was one question. Oh, here we go. I would like to know why DKS endpoint can be adjusted, why the maximum endpoint is set to. Aha, this is very interesting because I explained the exact same thing to Pola 2 days ago. So why DKS, right? So if you have DKS in front of you, there are 4 points when it comes to travel distance, right? You have 0.1, you have 3.6, again 3.6, and then 0.1. And why we limit it and not go all the way to 4 is because if you go all the way to the bottom, you need to have like 2 points of measuring, and bottoming out is not a good trigger, I guess. So you want to have it like slightly before bottoming out, then you can sort of have wiggle space all the way at bottom out, and then you can go up again. So you have a bigger fail-safe margin below there, which is quite nice. Yeah. Next.
Well, the Wristwest question about white Wristwest, there's a PO out and it's manufacturing, just like the pink one.
Yes.
That's coming. And there was this question about Italian ISO layouts. That's also easy one. No Italian ISO layout yet. But I have to say, and I'm very surprised, I was doing the quarterly taxes, and I found out that Italy is actually performing pretty good.
Really?
in comparison. So there is an argument to be made that we might need to make the ABS set for Italian ISO.
The
Because
legends
we
are
can.
done. The
Because
legends are
why
done.
not?
The legends are done. The legends are here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've made them years ago already.
Oh. Okay, well, let's just make a set.
Well, I'm saying this. I'm 95%
Uh-oh.
sure. I'm 95% sure we have these. Let me quickly check it.
I'm open to making Italian ISO layout ABS keycaps. That is not a problem. PBT keycaps, the take control keycap stuff, that's a whole different story. Specifically, PBT is double shot, so it's much more difficult to just open any language. But the ABS ones, that's the one we use for covering more languages. So Italian ISO should be possible. We're actually going to play. We're going to be placing an order. Actually, we already placed an order today, Erik. And if we have the Italian ISO, I can add it to that order. Yeah, I'm not shitting you. Do you have it?
Yeah, I'm now checking. I'm now in the folder checking. We have Spanish, French, Spanish. IT.
Friday.
Yeah, we have IT. It's here. ITV1. I don't know if somebody ever checked it, but it's yeah, it's here.
Can we throw that in?
Name a channel. Project Keycaps.
I don't know if we should throw it on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Can you throw it in the Slack and I'll throw it on Twitter and then.
Yep.
Who is asking for time if Alberto can take a look? Let's see. You can throw it in wherever you want. Just
Do you know
where.
when we made this? You want to know? We made this file in 2018, eh? December 21, 2018.
Wow.
Sick, right? We were prepared for this moment. Because as you can see, it isn't even a crazy layout, right? It's they have like a few different characters, and I think we even why we have it is because we considered putting them in a language pack at some point, but then we decided it was too. We couldn't really include it because of.
Yeah.
Oh no, we had it. I think
Wait,
in EU2 or something.
yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway, great, fantastic question.
How big is the developer team, Erik?
I don't know. It's a perfect Jeroen question, I guess.
I just quickly counted. I had like excluding Jeroen, I came to 4, but we have. Oh no, with Rocky it's now 5.
Yeah, I mean then
And then
we have an intern key, and then we
Yeah,
have
but that's
two
temporary.
UI,
That's
and
very
then,
temporary.
and
now.
then we have UI UX designers, and those you could also count to developers.
Are
I
those
guess.
counted as dev?
I guess so. I mean, they're doing mostly dev stuff, right? Or like I don't know. Is it?
What is it? Is capiche? Is that Italian? That's a serious question. Just how do you write it again?
Risotto. Risotto is Italian, I guess. Lasagna.
Capiche?
Capiche. You understand? Capiche?
Understand? Capiche?
Buongiorno. That's how you can start. Like buongiorno. Arrivederci. Goodbye. Okay. Anyway, fantastic. Thanks everybody.
I posted the ISO Italian layout on Twitter.
Good. Check it out how it looks.
In the chat. If there's no issues with that one, we can actually add them to the stock. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Erik putting his JoJo knowledge to good use. It is true though. It is true. I also like my
question about Wooting merch got ignored.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna keep ignoring it.
So, Calder, what's your favorite espresso? It's a doppio, probably, right? Doppio. Hey Simon, doppio is my favorite espresso.
Well, if you're are you talking about coffee drinks or just any version of an espresso?
Just any version of an espresso.
Well, I mean that includes well, when I say it that way, but there's actually just a very few options. But then
no, I don't like doppios to be honest. I mean, I like doppio in the context of this doppio, but as coffee I don't really like doppios. I like, I guess, normal espressos, because a doppio is almost like a lungo, right? Where you just put like double the amount of water in a espresso.
No, no, doppio is just a double shot, no?
No,
I think it's just a double shot.
is it?
Yeah.
Doppio espresso is a double shot which is extracted using double the amount of ground coffee in a larger sized pot. The results of a 60 ml drink. Whoa, that's quite a lot. Okay, well then I guess I could like doppio. Okay.
That's just like, instead of doing like 8 grams, let's say, for a single, you go to the 16, or nowadays like even up to 20, and then you have a double. That's, I don't know if it's 60 ml though.
60 ml is quite a lot though. 60 ml is quite a lot. So when I do like a double shot espresso, because I have like a single shot basket, double shot basket, my double shot basket is somewhere between 18 and 20 grams. But I wouldn't do, would you call it a doppio then?
Yeah, but maybe you do get 60 ml though. I'm not sure. Good question.
Okay, let's end it here. Thanks everybody for watching.
No, wait.
Oh,
Wait. I don't want to literally ignore the merch question, but we're not going to do any merch. We're not interested in merch right now. We better make keyword stuff. We had merch in the long time ago, but it's just a bit lame. And we did it through third party, automated it and everything, but it was like so low, and was not really something we liked. And you know, we're just not going to do that for now.
Do you see how much trouble we have getting like a module out there on new keycaps or cable collars, let alone making like shirts in different sizes and storing them and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or like even just one piece of fabric in the shape of a mouse mat, that's even too difficult. So
and ceramic keycaps are able to be used on the Wooting. I don't see a reason why you couldn't use it. You just need to take a look at how heavy the ceramic keycap is on the space bar. But even with the L60, you should be able to do everything, if I'm right. So
yeah, okay, fantastic.
Okie dokes.
I'll see you
I'm
guys
gonna take
later.
a look why the Woo is sold out, because it can't be sold out.
Apparently this.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody
Okay.
for the stream. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.